I've been searching for a max cushion trail runner that is not only comfortable, but has a great outsole to handle the diverse trail terrain of the Pacific Northwest. And I'm happy to say we have a winner, the Salomon Ultra Glide. Find out why Salomon absolutely nailed it. Hi everyone, welcome to the video. I'm Steve. Now it's been a while since my last gear review video, but with all my reviews, I wanted to make sure I put in a significant amount of time testing the gear so I can give you the most accurate review possible. Today's review is the Ultra Glide Trail Runners. Now I've tested these all winter in the Pacific Northwest in the snow, slush, mud, rocky terrain, you name it, and I am ready to give my full review. And with all my reviews, I'll be going over the specs and features, my likes and dislikes, price, and then my final thoughts. So let's get started. These Ultra Glide Trail Runners is a neutral running shoe with 32 millimeters of stack height in the heel and 26 millimeters in the forefoot, giving this a 6 millimeter drop. Let's start with the upper and then work our way down. The upper is a 3D mesh material, which is quite breathable. And as you can see around the shoe, there is quite a considerable amount of overlays surrounding the shoe, which does help to give it some more stability. But the other purpose is it helps to keep out water, rocks, and other debris out of the shoe. With Salomon, you are going to get the quick lace system. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Salomon's quick lace system, it's basically a really strong cord that you pull up once and then you just cinch down, and the extra cord you kind of just shove it under the compartment on the tongue. So with Salomon's quick lace system, you never have to worry about laces coming undone. The fit to me is true to size. I'm a 10.5 and the shoe is neither too long or too short. The toe box has ample room in it. I don't feel like my toes are scrunched together at all. Moving to the midfoot. The midfoot is nice and comfy. I don't think that the midfoot is narrow at all. I get a nice lockdown fit. Moving on to the tongue. The tongue is nicely padded, and it kind of has to be, because with the quick lace system, without a padded tongue, the cord may kind of just cinch down too tight on the skin. But with the tongue, with this much padding on the tongue, no issues at all. The tongue is also gusseted. So what that means is that the tongue is connected to the midfoot, and that helps prevent the tongue from shifting from side to side and getting uncomfortable. The heel counter is also nicely padded. I've experienced zero heel slippage, and you will also notice that it does not have a pull tab. Now let's move on to the main feature of this shoe, the midsole. Salomon has finally put out a max cushion trail runner, which was just what I was waiting for. The midsole is a combination of EVA and olefin, providing the midsole with a really soft cushioning, but also has a really nice bounce to it. The shoe does not have a rock plate because it's just unnecessary, which is why I think Salomon didn't include a rock plate in this shoe. There's just so much cushioning in here that if you step on sharp rocks or roots, the bottom of your foot will be plenty protected by the ample cushioning of the midsole. Now let's move on to the outsole of the Ultra Glides. This has lugs with a 4 millimeter depth, and Salomon uses its contra grip material. Now the outsole is much better than the hiking trail runners I was using last year, which was the Saucony Peregrine 10s. And one of my biggest issues with this shoe was its outsole. I just did not feel like this outsole was really biting down on those wet rocks and roots on the trails. And the Salomon Ultra Glides do a much better job really latching down on those slippery rocks and roots. I've been happy with the performance of these, and this was key for me to pick these up, was that I needed a trail runner that could handle the diverse terrain of the Pacific Northwest. Moving on to the weight of the Ultra Glides, let's check it out on the scale. There you have it, a size 10.5, 10.6 ounces or 302 grams. Let's compare that to the Saucony Peregrine 10s, which is, there it is, a full ounce heavier at 11.6 ounces or 330 grams. So really nice job on the weight by Salomon. Now let's get into my likes and dislikes, starting as always with my likes. And I think it's pretty obvious at this point what my biggest like is. That is the Max Cushions midsole. It is just really soft and comfortable, but again, it does have that nice bounce and energy return. So this is really good for either short or long runs or hikes, compared to the shoe I was using last year, the Saucony Peregrine 10s. And you can see that the midsole is just, it's just not as plush. It was just too firm for me, and what that was causing was achiness in the bottom of my feet, especially my heels. And that is why I really wanted to have a trail running shoe with max cushioning, because it would really help to handle those long runs or hikes. Haven't experienced any achiness at all with the Ultra Glides. My second like is the outsole. I spoke about this before. It does provide that nice latch and grip on any of those wet rocks or roots. I really needed a shoe that could handle the diverse conditions of the Pacific Northwest, and the Contra Grip does a fine job with that. And lastly, I really like just the overall comfort of this shoe. Everything from the breathable upper to the nice amount of overlays to help keep out the small pebbles and dirt. The lacing system is comfortable. Again, you never have to worry about laces getting untied. You do have that plush tongue, the plush heel counter, the midsole is great, and the outsole, just overall, it's a really comfortable fit, and I really like that about the Ultra Glides. Now let's get into my dislikes, and I think my biggest dislike of this shoe is the lacing system on top. When you cinch down the cord, it actually traps the compartment that you lift to shove the extra cord under. So let me show you closer what I'm talking about. So when I pull up on the cord to cinch down the quick lace system, you can see that the top part of the cord cinches down. This is the opening where you put the excess cord under. So sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to get that free from the cord, to where now I could finally take the excess cord and shove it into the compartment. And I really just only have one other dislike, and I'm going to get real nitpicky here, is I wish they had a pull tab on the heel here. But other than that, no other dislikes for the Salomon Ultra Glides. Now let's talk about price. The Salomon Ultra Glides go for $140 US, and in my opinion, I think that is spot on for what you're getting. I don't think it's too high Obviously, it would be great if it was a little bit cheaper, but I think with what you're getting out of this shoe, I think $140 is a reasonable price. So for my final thoughts on the Salomon Ultra Glide trail runners, I've been searching for a trail runner that could handle the diverse conditions and terrain of the Pacific Northwest trails without sacrificing comfort, and I found it in the Ultra Glides. Everything from the breathable, comfortable upper with plenty of overlays to keep the small pebbles and dirt out of the shoe, to that soft, plush, yet bouncy and responsive midsole to where my feet aren't getting beat up after long miles on the trail, to the grippy outsole. For now, these are my number one go-to trail runners for running or hiking. And if you're in the market for something similar, then I recommend the Salomon Ultra Glides. All right, everyone, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed the review on the Salomon Ultra Glide trail runners. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button below, where I'll take you on hikes throughout the Pacific Northwest to see waterfalls, scenic vistas, mountains, lakes, and rivers. And then I'll catch you next time. Take care.